Hello friends, welcome to a new video. In this video, I will show you how to use the AOMEI Backupper as the backup solution. You can backup your disk, you can backup your OS, you can backup your documents, you can backup your videos, photos, something like that. What data is precious to you, you can backup with this AOMEI Backupper, and it is a free version. You can use the link to download all the versions. Like here, for personal use, you can use the AOMEI Backupper Standard Edition and the AOMEI Backupper Professional. The Professional Edition is a paid version. You need to buy this software. For the business purpose, 4 types of softwares are available. You need to choose and you can download and you can buy whichever application you want to use. So the AOMEI Backupper Standard Edition, you can click here and it will show the download freeware version. Here I used the AOMEI Backupper Professional version to show you how to do the backup function. So you can use either of the link to download the software. If you click on the upgrade to Pro, you can see the AOMEI Backupper Standard Edition. The standard includes these kind of functions, but the AOMEI Backupper Professional Edition supports these all functions plus some more advanced features are there, and you can see the difference here. If you don't want to buy the software, you just want to test, you can click on the download now button. It will download the software for you, and you can see the AOMEI Partition Assistant is shown in the banner, and you can see the main advantages of the software. It is actually a hard disk tool to protect your data, to partitioning, to resizing, to make a partitions and to format your partition and recover some data. You can use this software to for your hard disk. So this is the AOMEI Partition Assistant. Here our download is completed. Click on the downloaded file and click on the US dialog button as yes. Choose your language, click OK, and after that it will again show you how do you want to try the Pro version or just need the standard edition. If you go for the try for free, it will install the Pro edition as a trial version, and if you go for the skip, it will only install the standard edition. Whichever you want to use, you can click on it, and if I click on the skip, it will show the dialog box to install, and I accept the agreement and click on the install now button. That's it. So after the installation, the window will automatically open. If not, go to the start and click on the AOMEI Backupper and click yes. So the AOMEI Backupper will be open as an admin power. It needs the administration power. So this is a AOMEI Backupper user interface. On the left side, you can see several options like the backup, sync, restore, clone, tools, something like that. And on the tools, you can use some additional softwares like the recovery environment, explore image, create bootable media, Windows 11 update checker, something like that, and some other options are here. On the home, you can click on the new backup or go to the backup and check the other options like the system backup, disk backup, partition backup, file backup, cloud backup, and the Outlook backup. So if you click on the system backup, you need to give the task name, and the software will automatically detect which is your Windows hard disk, and it will show all the partition inside that hard disk, and you need to select the path where you want to make the backup and click on that. And if you click the start backup, it will start the backup function. And on the disk backup, if you not need to backup the full system, but you need to just only one disk. So if you want like that, select the disk, add, and choose the path where you want to save the backup and start backup. It will backup all the files. And on the partition backup, which is a good thing for me because I don't want to backup my full disk, but I just want to backup only my partition which contains my data, then I can use this option to backup my full data to a newer hard disk or to another location. So click not and choose the location where you want to save the files, start backup. That's it. And the file backup, so the file backup is very important for me because the office work, my drivers will need to update regularly, so I need to make the updates button regularly. So I will show how to make the backup, the file backup, the folder backup, also how to schedule the backup. So you need not to open the software again, it will automatically schedule the backup and it will automatically do the function. So that's a good thing for me. And the cloud backup, you need to open an account in the AOMEI cloud to use this function. And the Outlook backup, you can backup the Outlook files to this location. So that's it. And the sync, restore, clone. On the system clone, if you buy to a new SSD, something like M.2 or NVMe or something like that, or a normal SSD, then you can just click this option, and it will you need to choose which is your Windows partition, and it will automatically migrate your hard disk to a new hard disk. So you don't need to install the Windows again, you don't need to install the applications again. It's an easy process for a newer or a beginner to clone the full data to a new hard disk. So if you don't want the system clone, you can use the disk clone or the partition clone like that. You can see the backup option here and click on the file backup, and you can see two options here, the add folder and the add file, and click on the add folder, and this is going to my desktop, and you can see my laptop drivers here. So I want to back up my laptop drivers, and you can see the file size here. It is only about 7.13 MB, and you need to choose where you want to save the backup. So here on the desktop I created a folder for the backup, so click open and click on the start backup. So it will back up the test files or the my laptop driver files to the backup folder. This is just a test purpose. So the backup is completed. Click on the finish, and you can see the backup here. And if you want to check what is the backup, so if you want to restore the backup, you can click here. But there is two more options for the backup. Here on the backup you can see incremental backup and the differential backup. The incremental backup means if you add more files, it will only create a single file, but in the differential backup it will create both the files as a new backups. So the AOMEI Backupper website, you can see the difference here, the differential backup and the incremental backup. For the differential backup, it refers to the backup of the changed or new added data since the last full backup, and the incremental backup means it's only backup that changed or newly added data since the last backup. And I want to add a new data in the second day, it will take the backup as the new file. The source data will remain the same. On the third day, it will not use the second day backup, it's only create a third day backup. On the fourth day, it will not use the second day, third day or the source data, it only create a new file as the fourth day backup. On differential backup, you can see the source data will remain the same, but on the second day it created a new file as the differential backup, and the third day it combines the second day and the third day as a new partition, new file, and on the fourth day it will create the new backup as the second day, third day, including the fourth day. So you can see the file size increasing in the way, but in the incremental backup the file size will not increase, it will only add the new files. So let me illustrate the example. So here I just going to add the incremental backup. So before it I am adding a new file to this folder. It is nearly 286 MB. So you can see it, I added the 286 MB file here. Let me add the incremental backup. Click OK. It will start the process. So the backup is completed. Click on the finish, and now let's go to the folder, and you can see new backup is created as the 287 MB and the 6.69 MB. So let me create a differential backup here. I am creating a differential backup. Click OK. So click on the finish, and now you can see why my file name is showing as my file backup, because I didn't give a name. If you want to change the name, you can give the task name here. So here I am just checking the folder here. You can see both the incremental and the differential backup file is the same size. I am going to add another file. It's about 87 MB. So let's create the incremental backup first. So you can click on the finish and go to the backup folder. You can see it created a new folder for the 87 MB. Just click on the differential backup. Let's see how it make the backup as a new file. So you can click on the finish, and now you can see that it's created a new file as the 375 MB, because the differential backup combined both of these files, the newer 287 MB and the 87 MB. So it created a 375 MB file as the differential backup. That is why it showed the differential backup uses more space to store the data, but the incremental data, it is only backup the changes that occurred to the source folder. So you can see this is the source, and this is the incremental that I added on the first. This is a differential I added on the second, on the first. So the differential first backup, and this is the second incremental backup, but this is the second differential backup. You can clearly see the changes here. So that is the main thing. So if you want to add, if you don't want to click anything on it, or if you don't want to use a software, but you can use the schedule button here. If you schedule the backup, so it will automatically back up the file as you needed, so you don't need to open the software again. but it will create the backup in everyday purpose or in a week. So you can use the interval here, and the backup scheme, which scheme you want to add, the full backup, incremental backup, or the differential backup, and you choose whichever you want and click OK. So it will backup. So you can see the next run at 30 on this day, the 12/20/24. So after the 10 minutes it will create a backup file for me. So that is how we use the backup function. So how to restore this file? So on the restore, select a task. So here I am selecting this task, click next, and you can see the hierarchy here, how the files are saved in the order. And if you choose which file you want to restore, or you can restore all the files at once. So whichever you want to restore, click and next, and you need to choose the restore location, restore to original location or restore to a new location. You can choose the drop button and choose a newer location and start restore. It will start the restore option, and you can use the files again. So this is the restore function here. And on the clone function, I already discussed about the clone function. You can migrate your OS to a new SSD. So this is the AOMEI Backupper professional tool or the standard edition. You cannot use the differential backup. So if you have any doubt, you can comment below. If you have any more doubts, you can check the website link in the description box. You can use my download link. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching this video.